So I am in a '07 Mustang right now, 4.6. We're going to put an engine in it, although it runs really good. 6-speed transmission. Just out driving it. It does have a little rattle in it at higher RPMs. So they decided to put an engine in it, and we've got a charge light on, battery light for some reason. Air conditioning's not extremely cold. It's cool but not chilly. I like to, it's always a plus if you can drive one before you put the engine in it. That way you know if things were working or not working before you tear it apart and put it back together. It always helps you to have that information. I probably will wait until next week to yank the engine out. Got a couple other engines I'm trying to get done before I get started on another one. But we have to get this one out and get it to our builder so he can build this engine. This is like a 4.6 3-valve, I guess. It's not the conventional, and there's my Astro van. It's not the conventional 4.6, and it's already been built in the past. It's got headers on it, and somebody has put cams in it, everything. So yeah, we'll try to get this done and get some footage to you. So this is what we're working on, a little '07 model. I'm told it's an '07. I haven't looked at the actual year. I need some tires. But yeah, next week we'll dive into this thing. Nice little Mustang. I mean, I've always appreciated that body style. All right, the '07 Mustang is on the lift. We're getting ready to pull the motor out. This thing's got all the goodies. That big sway bar front. It's got his Willwood brakes. Got his adjustable sway bar links with his long tube headers, H-pipe, Borla mufflers, S-type. Got all the good sway bar links back here, and panhard bar, adjustable rear shocks, adjustable. Well, the shocks are adjustable, and he's got adjustable spring perches. Man, got all the goodies. Wow. The back of the alternator burnt off. That's why the charge light was on. When I was driving it, the charge light was on. That's why. Brand new alternator too, it looks like.
Are these decent engines? 4.6?
Yeah, I think they are good. As long as you don't overheat them or break a timing chain. So we're pulling the Borla, I guess it's Borla?
The headers aren't Borla.
Okay, the headers are whatever. I can't see it. Can't read it. Yeah, you guys, you just don't know what you're doing when you put these long tube headers in here. I mean, yeah, it's nice until you have to work on them. Then it's terrible. There's no way this motor's coming out with those long tube headers, so we got to take them loose while they're in the car. As you can see down there, your steering column runs real close. The header just kind of wraps in behind that steering unit or the steering rod. So what we're going to have to do is pull the engine up high enough to get the engine mounts out from under the header. See how the engine mount runs right under the header, and then just leave the headers hanging in the car. lot of room. All right, '07 Mustang, snatching it out. Hopefully we got everything loose, but we don't. I know we don't have these water cooler lines loose. We'll, once we get it this way a few inches, we'll work on the hoses. There's water hoses. All right, hang on, let me find that pry bar that I've been losing all day. Pry bar. Where are you at? Get between this motor and transmission and pry. There it comes. There it comes. Oh, yeah, there you go. You know what you're doing. Up and out, up and out. All right, hold it. Hang it on something, y'all. Get some wiring harnesses and stuff, and then look at that. This the wiring harness goes on this side of those hoses, so we got to get these hoses off. And when you take those loose, it's going to go all over the floor. Let me give the viewing audience a view. So back here, we've got the heater hoses that go to the heater core. They go right along the back side of the head and then up under the intake. So I hate it for whoever would have to change those without pulling the engine. But that's seems to be the only thing that's holding it. Plus there's a ground wire right there, Johnny, if you want to. Yeah, if you can get, just probably pull it off the back of the cylinder head. If you can see back there to get it. Get those few things loose and then continue on. All right. Just slowly. All right, come forward a little bit to the clutch. I think she's just pretty well straight up for a little while. Let's see. I think to go straight up. All right, pull it towards you a little bit if you can. On that carpet's what's kind of got it. Yeah, all right, pull. Step off that radiator. All right, there she is. It doesn't take too long to break it down. There's not a lot of garbage all over this engine. Just go back as far as you can. All right, there. All right, we're done under the hood. So we get our towels off and close this hood down. Just leave those shocks loose for now. And then throw them on top of Kayla's hood. Okay, so we got the engine out. Big old 4.6 liter. We're going to just break it down, get all the tin and the covers off, and hopefully we can get it broke down in about an hour and a half, and then get it to the machine shop. Okay, so we've got this 4.6 liter hanging on the hook. Got new clutch, press plate, resurfaced flywheel. Engine's been gone through. I don't know what all kind of goodies they put in it. We'll find out when we crank it up. Getting ready to get that car in here and set it in and I don't know if we'll get it running today. It's hot, man. It's like 95, 97 degrees out here, but we'll do what we can do. Okay, so we've got the pilot, or not the pilot, but the release bearing. Let me have that light. The release bearing / slave cylinder put in there. The best way we found to bleed this thing is to push it in, and it pushes air out of the slave cylinder up into the brake reservoir. The brake reservoir feeds the clutch master cylinder. So we watched it as we pushed that in, air bubbles were coming out of the reservoir. So we just kept doing that, cycling that until we just had fluid. So we should be good. We may have to do some pumping after we get the motor in there, but I feel good about it. Now we're getting ready to set the motor or the engine in. We've got it on our engine hoist, and we're going to try to set it in there. And most of y'all know how this goes when you're trying to line one up to its clutch shaft. Usually doesn't go well. I've got some reason I'm not. I got a bunch of junk on my lens or something. There, that's better. I had some kind of an oil smudge on my camera lens. All right, here she comes. There's engine coming. Little bit at a time, sweet Jesus. All right, come on back. All right, let it down some. Do a little. Let me give him a little inside peek. All right, so you can see our clutch is starting to enter the transmission now. Hopefully we'll get up on that shaft, and that shaft will penetrate our clutch, and a successful mating will happen here. Mating the engine to the transmission. But right now we have to mate these hoses here up with where they belong. So we get that done, and then we'll continue. Push it back. I think that's got it close enough. We can set it all down and get the bolts, or get it on the air and get the bolts on it, around it, and just kind of work it up a little bit at a time. Okay, so we've got the engine sitting in here. It's not pulled up completely yet, but I know it has started in the splines. And so what we'll do is we'll go and get our transmission bolts in there and just kind of pull them up a little bit at a time, work our way around, and then we'll get our headers put in. This one here, you just gotta you got to take your time and not get frustrated on it. Really is what it boils down to, because it is actually pretty frustrating. Well, we had a header bolt break off in our block, so trying to weld a nut to it to see if we can get it out. Okay, right there we broke a header bolt off into the head. So we welded a washer and a nut, and it did loosen it. I was trying to chisel it out. It was too tight to chisel it. So probably not too hot for me to touch too. Oh yeah, she's hot. Let me get a rag. It's actually kind of tight in there. That bolt must have been, wondering if it was too long and it bottomed out.
I don't think, once it got to the end, I didn't let off. I think it just let it hit too much.
Yeah, but it shouldn't break like that.
We got lucky with that one.
Any clue what happened to these bolts? It's that size, but that's too short. I can't find them anywhere. All right, I'm coming along with this 4.6 and this Mustang. It's taking a little time going back together. Everything always goes back together a little slower. Just trying to find all the right bolts and get everything hooked up and make sure you don't leave anything loose. I think I've just about got all the bottom buttoned up, but I still got to get the oil pressure sensor sending unit plugged in. That wire's hanging, that wire's still up top. I got to send it down. It's a slow go, it's just kind of a pain. All right, so when I drove this thing home before we did the engine, or pulled the engine out, we did have a charge light on, and as we pulled the engine apart, we did find out that the cable going down to the positive post on the alternator was burnt, and it was just a couple of strands holding it on. So I've got it peeled back. I've got cable end for it, and I'm going to get that repaired while we've got it apart. And these are the kind of things that just take so long. I was setting the upper intake on it, or the intake, and realized, well, if I don't get that cable in there before I put that intake on there, I'll be pulling that intake back off or pulling the alternator forward or something. It's a mess. These things, I'm gonna tell you. Well, we put a new end on there, heavy duty end and heat shrink, so that ought to last. Okay, so here we are. I had to go out and get another gallon of antifreeze. We only had 1 gallon here, and that just is not enough for this system. So I'm gonna get this thing topped off. I've already got engine oil, put engine oil in it. As far as I can tell, everything's hooked up. The only thing I have to do is hook the negative post of the battery, and then we can try to crank it. Crank it up and see what happens. Probably won't drive it today. I just want to crank it and let it idle for a couple minutes. So I've got another place to be. And it's raining today. This week, we've just had a lot of rain this week. I don't want to drive this thing on the wet street. So I probably won't test drive it until it dries up a little bit. But if we can just get it running, get it up to operating temperature, make sure the thermostat opens, make sure we got oil pressure, all that kind of stuff, then really the test driving it should go well after it dries up. Okay, it's showtime, I guess. I don't know what else to do. Can't keep putting it off. Like I said, I think I've got everything hooked up. We're going to hook the battery up here. See if we've got juice everywhere. Up, down. I don't want to get that tight yet, unless in case I got to take it off. If I need to unhook the power quickly, I want one of the battery posts loose, just in case. So I'm gonna go in the vehicle. I haven't pushed the clutch yet. As you know, we put a new clutch, pressure plate, release bearing on it, and we bled it the best we could. That reminds me, I may need a little brake fluid in here. Yeah, I probably should top that off before I go pushing the brake, or not the brake, but the clutch pedal. Let me go find some brake fluid real quick. All right, so I got a little brake fluid here. The brake fluid in the brake master cylinder reservoir serves the clutch master cylinder as well. So we got that topped off. Very good. I do fully expect to have a good clutch pedal, because the way that we bled that, we were able to push the slave cylinder in and push all the air out of that up, out of the brake reservoir. I think we need a little bit of power steering fluid as well, because the reservoir was hanging upside down and spilt a little fluid out of it. So I'm going to top that off. Okay. And we've already put our oil in, we put our coolant in. And there's no reason it should not crank. Alright, so I'm entering the vehicle. Off. See what the clutch metal feels like. Oh yeah, we got clutch. Oil pressure came up immediately. Engine's nice and quiet. Coolant levels to the top. See if there's any gross leaks. No gross leaks of any kind. Let's go in here and look at the gauges. All right, so we got a battery light on. That sucks. We've got oil pressure. Let's see if she'll go into gear. Yeah, no problem there. Going into gear, no problem. But we got our battery light on still. get my voltmeter and see if this, see what she's putting out. Was on when we drove it from the engine shop. So I don't know what's going on exactly there. I mean, we fixed the brake in it. It's probably got a bad, there's something probably up with the alternator. Nobody knows. So as I was idling this thing, well, bringing it up to air temp or operating temperature, I did trigger a check engine light, which is air temperature sensor. I think I might have forgot to plug that in. Let's look and see. Yeah, I did. Right there, unplugged, fixed. All right, we'll reset everything now and get rid of that light. Just reset it all, and probably go give this thing a little test drive. I guess I got to put the strut tower brace back on it. Erase, yes. One moment, please. Erase was successful. Turn it off. Unplug. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this little 07 Mustang on a spin. First test drive. So good. I don't know if the battery light's going to come on or not. I hope not. I hope we've got that fixed. it's supposed to be a rowdy little beast. We're low on fuel, naturally. We'll have to go get a little fuel in it. Every time you work on somebody's car, it's low on fuel. I mean, every time. Battery light's on. I don't understand that, because we're charging. We're putting out 13.5 volts. Must be something wrong with the regulator. Battery gauge is reading high. My warning, I've got a tire pressure sensor fault, and check the charging system. I don't think that we're gonna lose our battery, because like I said, I put a voltmeter on it and we're putting out 13.5 volts, but for some reason the battery light's on. Gotta be something wrong with the voltage regulator, I would assume. Pressure, that's the main thing, long as we don't overheat it. Fuel gauge is on the driver's side, or fuel fill is on the driver's side. That's good to know too. I'm just gonna take it easy. I'm not gonna get on it. Not immediately. We're just gonna drive it normal. Some fuel in it. We may get on it a couple times just to see what it'll do. 6-speed transmission. Oh, I guess. Right now I'm in 4th. 5th. No, it may just be I think it's just a 5-speed. Couldn't find 6. It must just be a 5-speed. It's a 07. This is the old Mustang now. It's almost 20 years old. It's hard to believe these things have made it 20 years now. I guess they're starting being collectible at some point. Until she wants to go. Plenty of clutch pressure. I'm glad we pushed the air out of that slave cylinder before we put the engine in there. That's the key to those. If you ever do a slave cylinder in one, especially if you have the motor out, just take and push that slave cylinder in and watch all the air come out of the master cylinder reservoir. We probably cycled it about 7 or 8 times until all the pressure coming up to the reservoir was clear, no bubbles. That was the trick. It's a rainy day, rainy week here in Concord. North Carolina. Not Concord. Concord. We say Concord here in the South. I think there's a Concord up north somewhere. New Hampshire. New Hampshire. Somewhere like that. Boston. Somewhere up there there's a Concord. Massachusetts. Somewhere. I don't know exactly where. I do know when our map app on our phone says Concord, she don't say Concord, she says Concord. Yeah, she's idling about 900 RPM. Got a little lope to her, sounds really good, not too loud. I don't like a loud car anymore. I'm over all that. This is about as loud as I want one. I mean, you can hear it. You can hear it and feel it. You can feel it rumble. I don't care about waking up the neighbors anymore. We'll pull in here and get us some fuel. Alright, we put 10 gallons in her, 89 octane. I didn't go for the expensive stuff just for test driving. Oh man, these seat belts are way back there. I don't like these cars. It's just a kind of a pain in the rear end, actually. Alright, I'm going to take this thing and get her out on the parkway. Uh-oh. Get her out on the parkway and let her eat. Dadgummit, if these stupid people in their Honda Palisade to get out of the way. I don't mean to call people stupid, but it's like, good grief. It'll take forever and a day to move their vehicle. Just to move their Hyundai Palisade. Palisade's nice and quiet though. Uh-oh. No turn on red. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to make a right turn, but I can't do it. No turn on red. There goes a Cybertruck. Ooh, I bet that's quiet. Battery light's still on. I don't even know what time it is. We might ride over here to Never Satisfied's garage for a good test drive. Come on. Kidding me. Watch this coolant gauge, temperature gauge real quick. like to get her out here and just let her cruise at about 50 mile an hour or so, just some consistent speed, so the ECM can relearn and adapt and everything that it needs to do. I don't like that battery light being on, but like I said, obviously it's something that they were dealing with before, and we'll fix it if they want to fix it. But I mean, these days to get a good alternator, it's not cheap, especially after you've already spent the money to rebuild your engine and the labor to pull it out and put it in, back in. $200 or $300 ain't, it's not cheap. Fifth gear. Yeah, this is a 5-speed. There's no 6. I thought it was a 6-speed. Yeah, she's riding good. As long as this battery don't die, I may drive it tomorrow as my own vehicle. Just drive it around and make sure that it's going to be dependable. This car's from South Carolina, so they got to drive it all the way back to South Carolina. I don't know what part of South Carolina they came from. We're probably only about, in Concord, probably 35, 40 minutes from the South Carolina state line. So they could be that close, but they may be further. They could be that close, or they could be a couple hours. It's hard to say. Yeah, I guess we'll just go back home, back to the shop. I'm not going to go to Never Satisfied. It's getting late in the day. It's already about 5 o'clock. I'll test if it'll crank up in the morning, no dead battery or nothing like that. I'll drive it. I'll go. Yeah, a lot of fun. I'm glad it's over. I probably won't take any more engine jobs in my shop for a little while. I've got too much to get done. I don't have time for this mess. Well, it's a rainy Wednesday morning. I'm in the Mustang, driving it, putting a real good test drive on it. Probably put about, well, I know I put 10 miles on it this morning, and now another 10 to get back to the shop. And it's doing real good. Still got the battery light on, which it's charging. I don't know what's going on with that. Why that light would be on and it's still charging. Probably something with the regulator, but the battery's staying charged. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but other than that, it's running really good, shifting really good. I hated to drive it in this rain, but I don't know what else to do. You got to test drive it. So we're just driving it nice and easy. I know this thing will get out from under me real quick if I'm not careful in this rain. Just coming through the town of Kannapolis. I was out in Landis and China Grove this morning, and coming back through Kannapolis on the way to Concord. May stop over here at Never Satisfieds and see what's going on for a minute. But Yeah, we'll probably call this done unless something else happens. I'll probably dig into why that alternator light is on a little bit. I'm not going to dig too deep because, like I said yesterday, I know that was already an issue, and I don't want to get into any more money if they don't want us to. But it could be as simple as a fuse, something like that. I know these Fords are kind of goofy with their alternator. I had a Ford van E250 with the 4.6 in it a couple weeks ago that had a little alternator issue. It was actually not charging, but I know the research I was doing suggested that it could have a fuse, and they do have a fuse directly related to the alternator. So it could be something that simple. So that's about as far as I'm going to dive into it, unless they want me to spend the extra time on it. But other than that, that'll probably be, and then we'll put it back on the lift and make sure we don't have any leaks or anything before we send it back to them. But I think I'm going to try to give it back tomorrow. Alright then, thanks for watching Gordon's Garage. We'll try to keep some content flowing. It's kind of hard to have something every week. The work is here every week. It's just hard to do all the videoing and editing every week. Alright then, see you later.